Hey there, Psychometricians! Welcome back to the Psychometrician. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that's close to my heart, the psychological weaknesses that many women face. Because what we often perceive as weaknesses are really just the human experience, the messy, vulnerable, beautiful human experience. We're going to talk about 10 specific challenges that women often navigate, things like self-doubt, people-pleasing, and the pressure to be perfect. This is about understanding, about normalizing these experiences, and about finding the courage to show up as our authentic selves, imperfections and all. We can't just numb the hard stuff like shame and fear without also numbing joy, gratitude, and love. So let's get real, let's get vulnerable, and let's explore these challenges together. Let's talk about self-doubt, that nagging voice inside that whispers, "Are you sure you're good enough?" It tells us we're not smart enough, creative enough, or experienced enough to pursue our dreams. For women, this self-doubt is often amplified by societal expectations and messages we've internalized over the years. We're taught to be small, to be quiet, to put others' needs before our own. And when we dare to step outside those boxes, that voice of self-doubt can become deafening. But here's the thing about self-doubt: it thrives in silence. So let's break the silence. Let's acknowledge that self-doubt is a common human experience, and it doesn't have to hold us back. The next time that voice pops up, thank it for trying to protect you, but remind it that you're brave, you're capable, and you're worthy of pursuing your dreams. How many of us have fallen into the people-pleasing trap? That desire to make everyone around us happy, even if it means sacrificing our own needs. It's a pattern many women fall into, fearing disappointment or being seen as selfish. We anticipate others' needs, putting their happiness first. We say yes when we want to say no, avoiding conflict. But constantly putting others first leads to burnout and resentment. True kindness is setting healthy boundaries and honoring our needs. Let's talk about the fear of failure, that heavy cloak that can hold us back from taking risks and pursuing our dreams. It whispers in our ears, telling us we're not ready, that we'll mess it up, that will be judged and ridiculed for even trying. This fear is often amplified for women, who are often socialized to be perfect and to avoid mistakes at all costs. But here's the thing about failure: it's not the opposite of success, it's part of the journey. Instead of fearing failure, what if we embraced it as a necessary stepping stone on the path to growth and fulfillment? The pursuit of perfection, that elusive ideal that tells us we have to be flawless in every aspect of our lives, our careers, our relationships, our homes, even our Instagram feeds. It's a relentless pressure that can leave us feeling exhausted, inadequate, and never quite good enough. For women, this pressure to be perfect is often amplified by societal expectations and the constant bombardment of images and messages that reinforce unrealistic standards of beauty, success, and motherhood. But here's the truth about perfectionism: it's a cage, not a crown. It keeps us small, afraid to take risks, and disconnected from our authentic selves. Remember, true strength lies not in our ability to be perfect, but in our willingness to be vulnerable, to embrace our imperfections, and to show up in the world as our authentic selves. Have you ever felt like a fraud, even in the face of your accomplishments? Like you've somehow tricked everyone into thinking you're more talented or capable than you believe yourself to be? That, my friends, is the sneaky grip of imposter syndrome. And it impacts so many women, even those who achieve incredible things. We downplay our successes, attributing them to luck or timing rather than our own hard work and talent. We minimize our accomplishments, feeling like we're constantly one step away from being found out. This internal struggle can be incredibly isolating and can prevent us from fully owning our power and celebrating our achievements. Remember, you deserve to be here. You deserve the success you've earned. When those doubts creep in, challenge them. Remind yourself of your hard work, your dedication, and the unique strengths you bring to the table. For many women, saying no can feel like an insurmountable challenge. We're conditioned to be agreeable, to put the needs of others first, and to avoid conflict at all costs. Saying no can feel like letting people down, disappointing them, or even risking rejection. But here's the thing: no is a complete sentence. It doesn't require justification, explanation, or a follow-up apology. Every time you say yes to something that doesn't align with your values, your priorities, or your well-being, you're saying no to something that does. Learning to set healthy boundaries and say no with grace and compassion is an act of self-love. It's about honoring your own needs and creating space for the things that truly matter to you. Remember, you are not obligated to say yes to every request, invitation, or demand on your time and energy. Guilt, that heavy weight that tells us we're not doing enough, being enough, or giving enough. It whispers in our ears, reminding us of all the ways we've fallen short, the mistakes we've made, and the people we may have disappointed. For women, guilt can be particularly pervasive, often tied to societal expectations and the pressure to be everything to everyone. But here's the thing about guilt. It's often a misplaced emotion. It keeps us stuck in a cycle of self-criticism and prevents us from living wholeheartedly. It's time to challenge the guilt, to question the expectations we place on ourselves, and to release the need to be everything to everyone. Remember, you are worthy of love and belonging, even when you make mistakes, even when you set boundaries, and even when you prioritize your own needs. Our bodies, they carry us through life, yet face intense scrutiny and judgment. Bombarded with unrealistic beauty standards, it's hard to feel confident. We compare, pick apart flaws, and strive for unattainable ideals. It's time to embrace our bodies with love and acceptance. Your worth is not determined by your body shape. You are beautiful just the way you are. Overthinking, that relentless loop of thoughts that keeps us up at night, replaying past conversations, worrying about future events, and analyzing every decision ad nauseum. It's like a hamster wheel in our minds, spinning and spinning but getting us nowhere. For women, overthinking can be amplified by societal pressures and the tendency to internalize emotions. But here's the thing about overthinking. It rarely leads to productive solutions or positive outcomes. It keeps us stuck in a cycle of worry and anxiety, preventing us from being fully present in our lives. It's time to quiet the overthinking mind, to practice mindfulness, and to cultivate a sense of peace and presence in the present moment. Remember, you are not your thoughts. You have the power to choose which thoughts to engage with and which ones to let go of. We live in a society that often values independence and self-sufficiency. We're taught to be strong and never show weakness. This pressure can make it difficult to ask for help, but asking for help is a sign of strength. It takes courage to admit when we're struggling. Remember, you are not alone. And there you have it, 10 psychological weaknesses that many women face. Understanding these challenges is the first step in overcoming them. Remember, it's okay to ask for help and prioritize your well-being. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you never miss an enlightening moment with the Psychometrician. Thanks for watching and stay strong, Psychometricians.